Hey everybody, so we're back again after a few more days of rain after getting the slab poured. Joe's here by himself trying to get this grade figured out. Anyway, there's a lot of dirt to move, but we got a plan and I'm really excited to see how it comes out, so let's just check it out. Around the house, around the barn. Basically, we're trying to push everything from the back, bring the grade down to the front. The front lawn here has got to be built up quite a bit, so we're going to use some of the rocks that we don't use for the wall. I saw Joe putting rocks in for the driveway. That grade's got to come up a couple feet, so good place to get rid of some of those rocks. But what a difference! Joe's a magician with that skid steer. Let me take you around and show you what we got done today. So I'm standing in the front of the house. That's what will be the front yard. But over here you see the rocks he put in for the driveway. So the driveway is going to come right behind Joe's truck there. you know, it's going to loop up here. Whoop, you can see right there, this whole area where it's all, he brought the grade up here, and then it sort of dips down. That's all going to be good gravel, so that we have a nice solid base there right in front of the garage. And then we're going to put some gravel next to the garage, because that's where I'm going to put my camper. It's going to park there, so we want good base under that. And then we'll come off the front of the garage, come over here, well, over here more. We'll come off the front of the barn here, the corner, and we'll come over to here. Not the front of the barn, the front of this parking spot for the camper. And then we'll come over here and go to the corner of the house. There's Joe. You see, you got the whole back of the house graded out with the skid steer. You saw that. Back up in here, that grade's going to be blended more. We'll pull some of that grade down still. They got behind the barn flattened out. Again, we'll blend that grade in up there. Let's look around. It's nice and flat. He's starting to work on the stone walls now. He's going to bring his other machine up. He's going to bring his other machine up tonight because it has a thumb on it. It'll be easy to pick up those rocks. It's the same size machine, but it's got the thumb, so make life a lot easier for him placing those rocks in. So it's supposed to have a good day of weather tomorrow, but then more rain the next 2 days after that. So I mean, this place is just dry enough to do this work. You look at this. The ground's a little damp, so I don't know. We'll work tomorrow, and then who knows. Okay, we're back at it. Today we're going to be working on the retaining walls. Joe's up there now, placing rocks and trying to get things lined up. He's got his other excavator here, so 2 machines, he should be able to get it done. Let's see how it goes. Oh, bummer. Right, to show that guy how the excavator works. Put the blade in front of you. have enough rocks here, Joe.
We don't have good rocks.
We don't have good rocks here.
I'm gonna buy some. Can't work with these conditions.
I almost got your coffee, but
Almost.
I didn't. Didn't think you'd want a coffee this late today. All right, it's the end of the day. I'm gonna take you around and show you what we did. Mainly, Joe and Cliff worked on a retaining wall today. First one, which is, it's a tedious task. You know, the rocks certainly aren't uniform. See, they made a big dent in our rock pile though. So the procedure basically was Joe would get the rock in place, and then Cliff would get behind it and put some small rocks under it to level it and stabilize it. And then Cliff was on the skid steer with the rock bucket, and he'd go find small rocks around the lot. Took them all off the topsoil pile, and that pile I made down below last fall, he got rid of most of that. And then he'd pack rocks behind it, and that'll let water drain down the back side of the wall, so we won't have hydraulic pressure pushing in. But check out the wall they did today. Is that beautiful or what? New England's full of stones, that's for sure. And so it's nice to see them used for something nice like this. So give you a closer look. There'll be a couple more flat rocks on the top. They put flat rocks on the top so the top of the wall is nice, and then they didn't backfill against it yet, so you don't get the full effect. But yeah, you saw Cliff putting all the rocks in. That'll all be, grade will be brought up to that. So, and then the deck will come off, you know, right about here, right in here. So, but anyway, here's the wood pile. Saw Jen and I cutting the other day, and I just been pecking at it here and there while the guys are working. This is all going to be firewood, cordwood for the stove. Still got that left. This pile over here is, I call it scrub wood. It's all, you know, there's some pine in there, there's some birch in there, small stuff that I'll use for the fire pit and for campfires rather than the wood stove. This stuff over here will all be for the wood stove. So, you know, and Joe spent a good part of yesterday, maybe half the day, in the skid steer, between the bucket on the skid steer and the rock bucket. That rock bucket's amazing. You know, you fill it up, you just go into a pile with rocks on it and sift out all the soil. Soil all falls through, and the rocks stay in the bucket. So, and it does a real good job grading, and he's just amazing in that machine. I mean, it's got so much experience. That's what it takes, you know. So I think today, just now before Joe left, we were talking about the grade behind the barn. He's been kind of, well, I think he's been kind of waiting for me to draw this conclusion, but I think unfortunately the big tree is going to have to go, what we've been calling grandpa tree, because now as the grade is presenting itself, you know, the reality is we need that material in front of the house. So it's either buy material to make the front of the house right, or take it from here. You know, you're talking thousands of dollars for material. And one thing I'm trying to do in this whole procedure is use what's on site. That's why we dropped the house down in the ground further than the plan called for. So let me see if I can see the tree here, and that's where we dug out behind the barn. And if I don't get rid of that tree, I'm going to lose all that area, you know, as far as usefulness. If we do take the tree, we'll be able to cut that whole thing down. It'll sort of just slowly go up to the wall, all this will get cut down and we'll blend this whole thing right in, right here. So where the topsoil is, will pretty much stay that grade. But all this will just get cut down, and all that material will go out to the front lawn, and then the front lawn will be less of a, you know, grade change. It'll be more gradual. Down there it'll just go, you know. Let me take you in the front and you can see what I'm talking about. You know, after he's done with the walls, then we'll know what we got left for rocks, and those rocks are going to stay here, and then material is going to go on top of them. We're going to use the rocks for fill. So I don't know if the camera will pick up the grade, how much grade we have to bring in here. I mean, the further out that goes, the less gradual of a slope, or the more gradual of a slope, the less steep of a slope, the better this is going to feel. You know, it's going to be another retaining wall right here. Looks like Joe put the first rock there. Another retaining wall right out here. This one's just going to come straight off the house this way, and then slowly, that, you know, we want the lawn to slowly go down. So really like that tree, but number one, I don't want to spend thousands of dollars. You know, Joe said $10,000 worth of material to bring in here. I don't want to spend that money. One. Two, I'd rather not have 40 trucks come down this driveway and be disturbing the neighbors if I don't have to. And number three, if that tree is not in great shape, it's big, it's old, but if that thing died in 2 years and then it had to come down and the barn's there, then I have that whole situation to contend with. You know, it's fallen backwards away from the building, but the fact is the barn will be here. And number three, if I did leave it and then it died 2, 3, 5 years from now the landscape's all established. Now what? Now I'm having Joe back with the machine. He was going to put stones in front of it. Now I'm going to have Joe back to cut that grade down. You know, that doesn't make any sense. Do it now while we're in construction. I'm going to show you. You can see the middle of the tree there's a hole right there. It's hollow. There's a crack right up above it. See the crack? You see the hole, and then the crack continues. And if you look up on the tree, there's big holes in it. There's this big gnarly thing here. I don't know what this is. Some kind of something. That's not a healthy situation right there. Put the camera right in there. See, hello in there. Hole right here. You know, this is clearly, crack goes right here. It keeps going. That thing's rather break off and just go someday. And then where am I? So it's a big old tree, but unfortunately it's time. So they're going to take it down, push it over with the excavator, cut it, push it, and then this whole back situation will be beautiful. I'll gain way more room behind the barn, which is what I was after initially, before I knew this grade was coming down so much. Because I want to park my trailers back here and maybe keep wood back here, firewood. So it's going to give me more room, and I'm not going to have to ever worry about it. It's done. So it's the right thing to do. But we were trying to save the tree. But okay, enough about that. So see the back? Back's going to be nice. I mean, that's just going to blend nicely up to the existing grade. It's getting exciting. I mean, it really is. You know, in a week or two I'm going to be doing the barn build, so there's a lot of really exciting content coming up. The barn build is going to be in itself really cool. Post and beam, hemlock. Some friends who were texting me today about coming down to help. They live in New Hampshire, so see, this is where the driveway is going to be. Joe's got some rocks in here. we're gonna have to bring in material for that. So just need that to be good. And I think over here, I think what we're gonna do, so from the corner of the barn over there, driveway is gonna go down like to that tree behind my truck. So right where my truck is, that'll be all nice driveway, gravel. It'll be millings eventually. And then it'll be up here will be driveway. So we'll kind of park up there. But I think I'm gonna make a turnaround down here. So the driveway will come here, like right here. And then it'll cut in like this, and it'll be a nice place to park or turn around. So the place is really shaping up. So anyway, if you like these videos and you want to follow along in our house build, the barn's coming up next, like I said. You want to see how all this turns out, subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, share them with your friends, and remember to do what I always say: do what you dig what you do. Life will be sweet. See you next time.